it's just you. Let's start again. See, the start is like you can actually kill the ball, but
Oh, it really cost me like holding
to
the
be
wall.
honest, the ball should have died there. Like no cap, this ball should have died already. He's feeding. He don't even know how to. So this Tracer is on the high ground. You need to be careful. So once in a while look up. So what you did, look up. Ball.
I was like confused because I was like sure that there was someone behind. Then I saw no one, and then I'm like, what?
They're not shooting you.
I actually called out to the video as well. The Lucio was on mute.
Positioning here. You have a bad build. Positioning here like way too aggressive. Like you don't need to be this front. Like you can just like taking this angle is good, but you could just sit behind here and shoot. Like you don't do any more extra damage walking up front. So I think this one was a bit careless. I think you could just like hang back. But yeah, Brad. But Winston into a Zen with pocket is nothing. It's like don't need to worry, just fight him. I just tell you, Mercy stay you should technically win that fight. Unless you somehow miss everything. But I don't think that's very likely. So now again you have trends. If they mines, you can probably like clear mines if you want, depending on how good the mines is. Like you know, if they mine directly on top of your Sigma or something, then you want to help your Sigma clear it, obviously, right? But if your Sigma is not even in it and no one's in it, just let the mine be there. Because every shot is going to clear the mines, and you have like 20 bullets in your magazine, more than enough to clear the mines. Good stick. Okay, you need to back off. I don't know why you're still going in front. Your trance is almost finishing and you're still going in front. And then you're like stuck. You know? That was bad from the Tracer, but very clean from you. Your ball is behind you, but you know where it is. You see that scenario. You know the videos will talk you, and then you hold charge to volley her because why you want to burst, right? Because you don't want to like shoot her too long. I think that's good, right? This type of scenarios is when you want to volley. You know, like when people are right in front of you, and you need to like just pump out as much damage and hopefully the guy die before he kill you, then you just go for M1, right? Like this Winston is jumping you just want M1. I would just shoot this guy. You could have killed him there. He's like literally right in front of you and you're holding volley. He's not scared of you. If you M1 all the way, I think you probably kill him. Like you can try volley at the start, but don't charge for the second volley. I think the second volley should have killed you. What the hell? Oh, okay. What the hell? What are you doing?
Now I wanted to feed my Mercy healing, but she just ran away anyway. So I was like, okay. Like you know, like walk into the mines.
No, I mean the emote. I mean.
Oh. Yeah, wrong button.
Again, no reason to volley, right? Like there's no one really standing around to volley. Better out to like M1. Ball right for him. I guess we're gonna see a lot. So you got out of position. You went out of your team's LOS. You know the ball and the tracer is coming from here. You still walk into them. Like instead of like walking backwards, you were still like playing here in front of them. So there's obviously the death is on you because you're so near the trend. You should stay alive here. And now you're the trend.
I think I was calling out too much this game as well. Like I was like,
like you can
yeah,
see you're very eager to go in front compared to when you played scrims, right? In scrims
Yeah.
you are very far back and all that. This one you're a bit too eager. Maybe the adrenaline.
Yeah.
I
was like
now you watch it again, like, there's no reason for you to be this front. Like here, you're pushing the card until the thing reaches the bridge, then you stay there. Right? So like here onwards, you should hang out in this area and then let the card push with your Sigma, right? And then when the card move until like here, that's when you like move up here and then you play in the corner. You spam from far. And then when the card goes up this hill, yeah, maybe you can like come around this way and spam, right? But you were sitting on the card the whole time, just like just like telling like people like shoot this, shoot that, and then you forgot about your own. And then you just
yeah, pretty much.
see, like here at this point, you know, still okay. Shoot here. It's like you're so excited, bro. Like the ball is like here, the tracer. You have no idea where tracer is, and like the tracer is actually behind you. Actually, I thought that was your tracer. So you get this guy. And like you see the thing is right, they didn't even need to work to get you because you are so front, right? You want them to work for that kill where they go all the way to the back line to get you, right? I'd say right, if you really wanted to play the aggressive style, right, you need to kill Tracer first before you actually go in. Like if Tracer is down, then you can actually like kind of push up, right? Because the ball is like kind of like whatever. Tracer is actually like the one very dangerous for you because her hit is like very easy to hit against for some reason. I don't know why, but I just find it like Tracer to Zen is like very easy matchup for Tracer.
Oh, I didn't see the Genji. You know, I didn't realize we didn't have a mercy.
Yeah, I think if you don't have mercy, you probably want to swap to Ana because you don't have enough healing.
Nah, I wanted like a bot for Zen as well, which is why I just did.
But sometimes you play Kong and then you play those like this type matchup. You know, it really depends on like how good your team is to like not take damage. But look at your team's lineup; it's actually just a full team of taking damage. So you actually need like a lot more healing. Someone died. Wow. I think you guys are a bit struggling. Then like you cannot actually like you as Zen cannot do anything but Tracer, Ball and Genji. Like if you play with Lucio, it's very hard to stay alive. So maybe Ana will be better or something. Because Ana can actually like fight as well. So obviously, don't really want to walk there. Yeah, so you decided to swap bad. I don't particularly hate this pick. It's not really that bad. So it's basically like when they get the Dragon Blade, they need to swap the immortality twice before they kill any of you. So I think that's not a bad pick. Now now it's like basically no one on their team can kill you.
I mean,
inside com you actually started shooting, so that's good.
no, because like I feel so pressured when I play in scrims to like keep my team alive.
No,
Because they always like have the tendency to complain about heals. So I'm
yeah,
like,
if they die because like you don't heal, it's either it's a 50-50 thing. Like it's either they take too much damage or something, right? If your whole team is like full brawl and like running into them, then yeah, you need to full heal. But like if you guys are poking and stuff, you actually can just like shoot things. Like if you don't need to heal, like if it's not critical to heal, then can. Like here just now this fight, right? You know, at the start of the fight, you throw lamp because everyone got power drive. And then you saw a lot of people low, then you go for heal.
I thought the Genji would dash up to me, but he didn't see me.
You heal the Hawk until he got breather, and then you just started shooting. I think this is good. Right, these things you need to do. Like at this point, you look at the game, right? You don't like they don't really do a lot of damage anymore because you really killed like most of the damage dealers, right? This is when you just start shooting.
That Lucio is so hard to hit as Baptiste.
But you know, not too good. I think you stay on Zen a bit too long. That one. But you play the Zen. I don't think there's like a major flaw with Zen. Like apart from like the whole volleying habit.
I think the reason why I like to volley a lot is because like I find like sometimes like as I was like ranking up, right? Like as Zen, I got into the habit of like, oh, volley can carry games, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because like
definitely.
Because I climbed by like doing stupid shit, as in like I flanked and I like volleyed people and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you see, here's the thing, right? When you flank and then you do volley, why do you think that works? Because they are not aware of you, and then you throw burst damage at the guy, and then he died, and they get picked, right? Whereas like if you play like how you're playing right now, you're not actually in a very nice position that your volley would burst someone down because everyone's running everywhere and stuff. That's why now it's like not a good idea to volley because you're playing safe Zen. Whereas when you are ranking up, you play flank Zen, and flank Zen, you know, you get into a nice position, then you want to burst someone. That's why you hold volley, and that's why it works, right? So it depends on your style, I guess. Like I've met like the master Zen player that does what you're doing, but they are always flanking. But you know, I think in dive meta, it's actually very hard because if you start flanking and you're alone, you're gonna die, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you cannot really do too much volley. Like this volley at the start, I think it's fine, right? Because you know there are a lot of people going through that choke. You want to shoot as many orbs as you can into that space of in a specific time, right? Which is fine, right? So you need to understand why you volley. You volley because you want burst. If you don't need the burst, just shoot normally, right? I think if you fix this, you probably can put out more damage.
I thought there's someone behind me. Oh, and I got booked. Actually, how did the ball book from the front? It was kind of confusing.
He booked you from here.
Oh, okay. No wonder.
Yeah. He went under and then he came. Yeah, he went around. Yeah, he came under you first and then he went. What the fuck is he doing, dude? He could have killed you, dude. He could just slam you down there and this side. How much you can do. Awareness, evolve, and this is why you
I died by helping my Zarya.
You shouldn't have jumped down here. You should have went like this way instead of jumping down that way. Like if you jump back this way, you can still op him, definitely. Like, you're not playing around. You don't really have like kind of die because of it. Like you basically like it's like when you die, it's like because you like always you make it like too easy. The team really has so little heal. Like you die.
My diva wasn't in voice chat, and I got a bit mad as well.
You cannot really do anything if you're not in voice chat.
Yeah.
No point. I just play your own game. Like, you know, like I'm trying to help your star just now. All that. You just play your own game, play for it, keep back.
I really thought my McCree was with me. I didn't see it. I thought he would like have flash or something, because he was like in the high ground, you see. But he actually rode backwards.
But here's the thing, right? There's very little reason for you to be up here, right? If you think of it, you guys are gonna fight streets. You need to be near your team so you don't get dive. And this is just one example where you just walk alone and then you get dive alone, and that's bad. Right? You want to stay near your team as much as you can. Okay, like now you like even you get rest, you're not in the fight. Now your team don't have support because you must see a bad rest.
Should I have trenched there?
I don't think that. I mean, if you save the McCree there, it would be quite big, to be honest, because you don't really need to keep transfer anything. You don't really need to transfer anything because they don't really have any out transfer. So you can definitely use transfer on things to them. Okay, you keep someone. You can keep someone important in the fight. So, bad. Don't bother with echo. You don't really do that well. Just the ball, shoot. So like this diva down there, you can just pressure her the whole time, I think, to be honest. Diva come out, this ball, probably need to a bit of projectile aiming, so you need to aim further away. That's kind of where they're moving. I don't know what the fuck your team doing though. Why? If there's a hawk here, how the fuck did he flank you? Oh my god. That's sad though. I would be quite frustrated. But you felt it like you know, you think of in terms of positioning. You know, you play right at the back of your whole team. Your whole team is like playing in front here. You technically shouldn't die from this, but and then plus the fact there's actually someone watching flank, and then Tracy actually kill you. That's just tragic, I think. You see, the thing is, right? You're always trying to shoot things that are very hard to shoot. Whereas, like, your biggest goal is like shooting and like building you out as well, so that you know when you actually get dive, you can just trance or something, right?
I think it's because I'm actively like looking for squishy to get picks. Maybe that's the reason why.
I mean, if it's right in front of you, I don't mind lah. But like, if it's a bit too far, it's a bit hard to aim actually. So maybe you should leave out a bit easier. Why your diva didn't matrix? Yeah, it was not ideal because you were not near your mercy. Why were you even? Here, to be honest, here I would like start like after this, like now your team is bombing, right? You actually like should just come around and like play behind here, because if you play here, it's like it's very flankable, right? So you definitely just want to move behind. And it feels safe, right? When they realize the ball whereas like if you played, if they did the same thing here over here, they will get punished because they're overextending, right? So if you're gonna die anyway, make sure you die somewhere that they overextend. So yeah, it seems safe at that time, but it's actually not that safe. I think Zen is like even more bad. You cannot make like that mistake. Like if you want to get the masters, I
think like so the main thing is I have to like know when to like back off, right?
Like for me, supports should never die first. Like there is no reason why a support should die first because the support is always at the back. Right? The only reason why you die, maybe you cannot widow headshot or something. But other than that, if you're sitting right at the back, you should not technically die. Like unless like the tracer somehow flanks through your flank watchers, then you get stick, then you die, then not much you can do lah. But you know, like just now that fight seems winnable for you guys. If you just back off here, you survive the whole time. Right? Although your team still did win, but you could win either way. Like, you know, it's like basically you already have like brick mercy healing like so low, right? And then suddenly your Zen mercy, and then suddenly your Zen die, and then only mercy healing. Like that's not going to be enough, lah. You know. So extra careful. Like, even if you play Ana, I would say like the same thing. Positioning is just you want to be positioned in a way that you survive the fight fast. I think good supports die last. You have the positioning. Did he not die? What the hell? You pumped so many rounds into him, he didn't die? What the hell?
Oh, use shield.
But you see, even with shield, right? He's like, I mean, he's full, right? But like your hawk isn't even hooked him though. Oh. You should. Your hawk missed, I think. Did your hawk miss? Why is there so little damage?
I think he just body shot.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's very little damage though.
Hamster's head just popped out of his thing. I just saw.
He should take more damage. Is it you so engrossed in like trying to kill McCree, you forgot about Mercy? It's the same thing like Mercy and you. Like Mercy needs to like watch out for flankers so that when flanker hit you, she's there. It kind of applies to you as well. Like out of everyone in the team, Mercy is like the one you need to take care of the most. So there you should have like keep. Now Mercy is dead. There's no rest there.
Actually, should I have trench there?
I don't think you should trance with the McCree High Noon. Like if you trance to save the Mercy, I think that's okay. But to be honest, that situation calls for the trance because you guys ignored the ball and tracer, right? You guys like all of you just started running to the McCree and then you forgot about the flank, and then the flank hit you and then you all died. Like, if you watch that again.
Oh, it's because my Discord was on the McCree, I think. Then I called it out and everyone went on.
So here we know Tracer went this way. Ball was also went that way. So roughly you know that they are like somewhere that side. So in terms of positioning, you are like right in the middle of open. You probably just want to choose one side to like hide in. Like here, you know, like you play here, so it's okay. You know, it's easy to defend and stuff like that. So here you just kind of like here you're safe. Like you know, the McCree is like high noon, and then you have this payload to hide. You don't actually need to try to kill her or anything, right? But there's so many other things behind you to shoot. You prioritize your tank so much that you see like 1%. Be aware of like the ball where you also need to be aware. I think it goes both ways. Support player is very natural. It needs to be very natural for you to pick up the Tracer. Like this ball and the Tracer is actually doing like a lot of work for that team.
I mean, it is kind of like meta now as well. Ball Tracer.
So good Tracer players and teams is very. Team is very bad against them. They're not really hurt that well. I want to see how she can. She like pushed up early on, or she pushed up. Good Tracer. I don't think you could have done much here, to be honest. Except stay nearer to him. Like here you are not in LOS or Mercy. I mean now you are, but Mercy.
I should have ran in. I think I should have ran in spawn. Should I?
I mean you probably would have died anyway, to be fair. Like, to be honest, you should be nearer to your Tracer. Because she can still chase you through that door though. Wait, can they chase you through that door? Pretty sure they
No.
can't. Yeah, maybe you could have escaped run. It's hard to say. The Tracer seems to know what to do. I see, it's like you need to be here. You cannot be playing here alone, right? A lot of time you just get caught out. Moira cannot survive. It's like there are games when you play com, right, and you just can't survive. I think it's a good thing you saw.
Yeah.
So it's basically like you
and I also like got like coalescence in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's like because no one's protecting you, and you no point like, you know, like if you are gonna die that fast, you don't get value from the squad. So for you to swap is actually good, because that game, this whole game, you're just getting shit like on your defense. The ball and the Tracer just shitting on you. Though. Like, you kill the Tracer a few times, but like the Tracer and ball is like, and then on top of that, there's also a Lucio chasing you. Kind of wasted your op there. You should always try to throw an op out before you out. Moira into Tracer is like so good. I mean, I think the swap to Moira was good. I think you didn't. Your defense on Zen is like didn't really do that much. The way you guys played is like Zen on high ground is just like kind of like whatever. I don't think Zen on high ground is that great. I mean, it's easier to defend against Tracer, but yeah, I don't know. Your team didn't deal with Tracer and ball that well, I think. But swapping the Moira was good because it's comm, no one's gonna help you. So, sometimes there are games like that where you play Zen and like whatever you do or like whatever your position, like you position so far away from the fight, you still die because they chase you down, right? And those are the type of games, you know, you just want to stop because your team comm was shit. You had like a Hawk Diva and like McCree, and then what was the other DPS? You had was it Tracer or something? I don't know. It was quite a shit comm to be honest. And then you had like Mercy that didn't really pocket you, so half the time you were just like dying. So that was rough. But I think few things you can take away from that game is when you guys get dive, and if there's, let's say you go in scrims, right, and then you get dive, your Mercy is usually with you, right? Make sure when you get dive, straight away healing up her so she don't die as well. I think that's one thing you need to take care of. Like tanks is important, but the reason why you play like Hawk and Zarya is that Ball and Zarya is that Ball is naturally more survivability wise is better than most tanks. That's why they get played. Tracer don't really need too much healing. Once in a while you can throw healing up to help her win 1v1s, but everything else should be like priority one is like always your support. Like whether you play Ana, play Bap, play Moira, it's always you look out for your support first. Right? Whether your support partner help you is a different question. Right? That game your support partner didn't even give a fuck about you. That's why you die so much, right? So you play a solo queue hero basically. It's either you play Ana there or you play like Moira. I think Moira was quite a perfect pick, I think. Yeah. Although it didn't work well with a ball comm, but towards the end there, everyone like started swapping into brawl, so it kind of worked out for you guys. So
I mean, I saw the Reinhardt and I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna Moira.
Exactly. If you play Zen, you need a ball, right? So that the ball can dive with Discord, right? But then if your main tank swaps to Rein, then there's no point playing Discord anymore because
I think I even threw away my trends to swap Moira.
It's fine.
Because it's like, but I went Moira and I got Coalescence in like a few seconds anyway. So
I think it was a good swap. I think you guys stabilized because of the Moira, because you stopped dying basically. And I don't necessarily think like I think positioning wise it was terrible as well. Like you didn't play near Mercy at all. You didn't play like near LOS of her that she can fly to you, and then you always get picked out, right? And then you swap to Moira, you didn't even die once. I think that's good because it's basically like you don't have value on the Zen. Like if you play Zen and you always keep dying and your team cannot keep you alive, and you really like position yourself near to your team and you still die, because let's say they play Tracer, Echo, and Ball, and they just like every time perfectly dive you and you just die. There's nothing you can do, right? That's when you probably swap to something else. So if you find yourself dying a lot and your Discord value is not there, then you just get off. That game, your Zen had no value not because you die, but because there's no follow up from your team. Because your team played like Hawk Diva on second defense. Right? So you guys basically had no diving, nothing of that. So it's basically you guys are like defending the whole time. You play Diva and Hawk, it's like an anti-dive sort of, right? But they're not even helping you. If you think of it, right? They just go and hunt stuff. So your Zen value has nothing because you're dying all the time. And then even if you don't die, there's no one diving, right? And then your team is just playing a slow comm. So if you're going to play a slow comm, Ana actually suits a slow comm very well because, you know how good Ana is, right? So, yeah. So it's just weird that